Hey y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to this video. This video here is in regard to the 5 most important / toughest games for Tennessee in 2025. Tennessee, again, has a pretty tough schedule. There's definitely teams in the SEC that have tougher schedules, but Tennessee's got like 5 games that are pretty tough, especially the top 3 games. But anyway, let's dive into these top 5 games and how Tennessee matches up and, how the game looks, honestly. So number 5 is Arkansas. Now, I know a lot of people out there are saying, Arkansas is not that good. It's around a 6-win team. But you know what? Tennessee struggles with Arkansas. Arkansas has not lost to Tennessee since 2007. That was the year that Tennessee played in the SEC championship game. For whatever reason, Tennessee has struggled with Arkansas. Now, Tennessee does not play Arkansas every single year like a Florida or an Alabama. But, like I said, they've not won since 2007, and they've played 4 or 5 times since then. So, Tennessee needs to win this game. Now, Arkansas has lost 30 people in the portal. Again, they had another disastrous year, people fleeing and going to other teams. But they have picked up 25 other players. And they did pretty good last year. They picked up Taylor Green, and they got a good running back out of Utah. And so Taylor Green comes back with Bobby Petrino as the offensive coordinator. This is a quarterback that threw for over 3,100 yards. They do bring back some key contributors on defense like Xavier Story and so on. So it's not a give-me game. Tennessee will have to earn this game even though it's in Neyland, and Tennessee needs to win this game. There's no excuses in 2025 to lose to Arkansas, but I do think it'll be a tough game, and I've got Arkansas at number 5. Now, let's get to number 4. Now, number 4 is Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma, Tennessee beat last year, a very ugly, low-scoring game where both defenses kind of dominated. Oklahoma has like 8 players back on that defense. They do lose their best player in Danny Stutzman. They do, I think, upgrade offensively. I think their receivers this year will be much healthier. They're bringing in a quarterback in John Mateer that threw for over 3,100 yards at Washington State last year. Coming with him is Ben Arbuckle, who is the offensive coordinator at Washington State as well. So there will be no transition issues. He knows that offense and he knows how to run it. He's a really good quarterback. So I think offensively, Oklahoma will be better this year. And Oklahoma will have revenge on their mind. So Tennessee will have to come to play in that game. Defensively, R. Mason Thomas, he's the best player on that defense that's coming back too. That's a name you need to know. He had 9 sacks. He could cause us a lot of issues. If you watched us last year at the tackles, Tennessee couldn't block anybody, and they couldn't block him last year in Norman. I know he had a sack or 2 last year, and so he will be a big problem for us next year if we can't block better. So it will be a tough game, but Tennessee should win that game, especially it being at home. Now, this is where the schedule gets a little tougher. It's at number 3, I've got Florida. Florida's going to be better this year. Florida has another tough schedule. It's the same schedule, right? They're just switching away in home games. So they've got to play at Ole Miss. They got to play at LSU. They still got to play Georgia and Jacksonville. But they get Tennessee in Gainesville at the end of the year. We have not won in Gainesville since 2003. That's been over 20 years. So Tennessee has a real issue winning in Gainesville. And Josh Heupel has been just downright atrocious on the road as head coach at Tennessee. Just cannot win on the road hardly at all. He's just really good at home, but really struggles in SEC games on the road. This Florida team is one of the hottest teams in college football, too. They won the last 4 games of the 2024 season. They finished the year with 8 wins, and they've got a quarterback in DJ Lagway who might be the best quarterback in the SEC. Yes, that's a strong statement, but I believe that this guy is really, really good. It would not surprise me if DJ Lagway threw for over 4,000 yards in 2025. He's just that talented. Florida is losing some talented players, just like Tennessee is, but I expect Florida to be better this year and the games in Gainesville, so it will be a very tough game. Tennessee needs to get over that hump and win that game. And now let's get to number 2. Number 2 is Alabama. I expect Alabama to probably be a top 15 team right before the season starts. Again, kind of like Florida, Tennessee has not beaten Alabama and Tuscaloosa since 2003. And they're bringing back one of the best receivers in the country. Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams is probably the best receiver outside of Jeremiah Smith. He had 865 yards last year. Dude is just almost unguardable. And here's the thing, too. Alabama, I think they're going to catch a lot of people sleeping this year. I really do. Kalen DeBoer was kind of in a transition year. He's coming in. He had Nick Saban's players. I think he's going to be more comfortable with the players he has in 2025. Kalen DeBoer is a good coach. He did not take Washington to the national championship 2 years ago by accident. This guy knows how to get it done. He knows how to coach, and he has a really good offensive mind. And so Ty Simpson, I think, is going to be the quarterback. I think he fits their offense and their system better than Jalen Milroe did. So I'm expecting Alabama to be improved this year, and I expect them to be around a 10-win team. And it will be tough to go into Tuscaloosa and win that game. But if we could win that game, it would be massive. And now, the number one team, as far as importance that we need to win, and it will be tough to beat them too, is Georgia. I expect Georgia to probably be a top 5 team, definitely top 10. Georgia is one of the most talented teams in the country year in, year out. They spend bukus of money in recruiting and NIL, and they're just always going to be loaded with players that are 5-star, 2 and 3 deep. But I will say this about Georgia in 2025. They're the most vulnerable that they have been in a long time. New quarterback, Beck left, went to Miami. Connor Stockton, very young quarterback. We get this game in Neyland Stadium early in the year. Georgia is basically replacing their whole offensive line. Offensively, they really struggled for Georgia standards, moving the ball up and down the field. Receivers really struggled. They do get Dylan Bell back, but I'm still not sold on them offensively. Defensively, we know what they are. They're going to be good again, no doubt, and they match up really, really well with us offensively. Kirby Smart's got the cheat code for Josh Heupel's offense. He knows how to slow it down. But this game is winnable for Tennessee. We got the better quarterback, in my opinion. We got the home field advantage, and Georgia's a little bit vulnerable, but Georgia's owned us. So it's going to be a tough game to win. But Tennessee definitely needs to win that game because it's early in the year. It's the first SEC game, and we got to have it. So I've got Georgia as the number one game as far as importance that we just got to win. And it will be one of the toughest as well. So anyway, guys, that's my list of games 5 through 1 as far as importance.